Hello, everyone, and welcome. I about said Rogues Gallery Live, but this isn't actually Rogues Gallery Live. This is actually our ChinaJoy July 2021 reaction show. Big event, I believe in Singapore is where this is, and we have some new reveals. I think we're going to continue to get new reveals possibly over the weekend, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about it and get everybody's opinions on some of these pieces. I want to introduce the panel. As always with us, we have Mr. Jeff Morris.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's well.
Doing great. We also have Mr. Eric B. in the house.
Hey, guys. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend.
So far, so good. And also deep down in the heat of the desert from Secret Sanctuary's second location, I guess you could say, we have Mr. Jeff Delaney in the house. Hello, sir.
Hello there. Yeah, the Super Secret Sanctuary. We're going back tomorrow and picking up the modern Batgirl statue on the way home.
That's right. That's right. So you get yours tomorrow, and Eric, you get yours tomorrow too, right?
No, tomorrow's Sunday, right?
Monday. Oh yeah, you get yours. Yeah, you get yours Monday. So that's right.
There was actually a UPS truck pulled in front of my house today, and I thought it was coming early. He was just making a U-turn. I was like,
oh no,
taunting you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Somebody posted pictures that they had switched the cape around with the yellow.
It looks good.
The yellow, I think it needed the yellow cape too.
I do too. I just think that it would have been really neat if Sideshow would have done two capes in that box. I know it would have maybe increased the price, but I agree. I think it's really cool. I'm anxious for Eric to like kind of do that with his and see what he thinks. But I didn't take a long time to look at it because I knew Eric was going to do it as well, and so I was just kind of like But from what I saw, I was like, man, it's really cool looking. It's really neat. So how's your week's been so far?
Not
good.
Bad.
Relaxing,
ending your vacation, and mine is definitely coming to an end. I go back to work Tuesday, so my summer is officially over. But it's been a nice summer. Been a hot one though. We were just talking about the heat. I'm sure it's about hot wherever you are right now in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world, but it's definitely been hot. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Again, we're just going to be talking a little bit about some of the reveals. Might not be a very long show tonight because there isn't a ton. I think I still have over 100 photos to kind of click through. But some of it's stuff we've seen before, but presented in a new way at this show. I don't remember much about this event. Do you guys remember much about ChinaJoy? I don't remember it being a big.
No.
This is the first time I'm hearing of it. So
I know they had like a 2019 and a 2020, or probably not a 2020. They were supposed to. So I don't know how long it's been around, but it seems like a pretty big convention hall. And it's always just nice, like we've said before, it's always nice to have these conventions for the videos, to see some of this footage of what's going on. So anyway, I want to say hello to some folks in the chat. And again, guys, make sure that you are typing as you go, asking questions. If you guys want to comment, I'll try to highlight as many of them as I can. I also want to do a cheap plug really quick while you are here. I know some of you have seen this announcement, but I do want to plug it. Coming this Monday, I'm going to be unboxing the Silver Surfer maquette with Daniel Bell. Daniel Bell is going to be joining us on the show. So we did get approval from him and got approval from Sideshow to do the show. So we're really excited and can't wait to do that. So I know it's a little bit of an older piece, but it's definitely new to this channel. And so I do want to invite everybody to join me 7 o'clock, 8 Eastern for that live unboxing with Daniel Bell. So anyway, I just want to plug that real quick. And now let me say hello.
I don't remember that ever happening before.
So
when I asked him, I asked him if he would be willing to do it, and first of all, he immediately said yes. Like, he is just the coolest guy, and we have a good relationship with him. And I was just thinking, like, I don't think it's ever been done before. I don't know if anybody's ever unboxed with the artist that created it.
It's a double unboxing. You're unboxing one and he's unboxing one.
No, he's just going to be here with us. Like,
okay.
I'm going to be unboxing, but I'm going to be asking him questions kind of about the process, the sculpt, how he sculpted it and different things like that. We'll talk a little bit probably about some of his newer pieces as well. So I just thought it'd be fun and something different. So it'd be cool to do. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be fun. And I don't even know. He might have one there too. I don't know if he has it or not. I know sometimes artists get the statues from the companies. I don't know if Sideshow does that or not, but
I always wonder if sculptors have their own pieces.
Well, I think sometimes they do. Like I've heard from like some companies or some artists that like maybe they sculpted for Prime One and like Prime One sometimes will send them, sometimes they don't. So I think it just depends on the situation. But I mean, gosh, wouldn't you want your own statue of something you sculpted? I would.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. It would be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to have the prototypes. Although I don't know if I'm sure Sideshow keeps those, would be my guess. But I know they have them all displayed in their offices. So anyway, yeah, cheap plug there this Monday at 7, 8 Eastern. Please join us. All right, we've got Chester in the house. We've got Max Geekdom, Clown Prince of Crime Hudson, back to his original name. Thanks for joining me in the Lego build the other night. Brotherhood member Chris and Logan in the house. Got Brotherhood member Batman 52, Nelson Ortega, Vane 21. We got Gandolfo, sup peeps. Board Cube 1 of 2, another Brotherhood member. Good Batterday night. Absolutely, Batterday Night Live tonight. Zach G in the house. Finally able to watch a live stream. I'm glad you're here, Zach. Thank you. Happy Joy. Oh, happy Joy. Yeah, it is ChinaJoy. That's for sure. Daniel Creek saying hello to everybody. Yep, we're all doing great. Got Mike Stainbrook in the house. Eric B is also in the chat, doing double duty. Let's see. We've got Tone in the house. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I think we're all doing great. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Let's see. Nicholas Capote is here. Levi in the house. Edwin Diaz. We've got Captain Trenchcoat, another Brotherhood member. Levi says, "Nice room, Eric." Yeah, seeing some comments in the chat about Eric's new little setup here. Look how cool that looks.
It's my crappy little guest room. I tried to fancy up.
Well, you fancied it up real nice. Tell them what you did with your Lego piece there.
Yeah, I just wrapped some RGB, color changing lights around it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
It looks good. I like the blue glow. It's really nice. Is it a white light or a blue light?
No, it's blue. You can change the colors. Let's see.
That's cool.
Nice.
Cool. That's neat. That's really neat. This makes me think I need to build that Batwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make I know there's like a company that makes lights that go inside the actual Lego. I think you have to build it as you're doing it though. Like insert the lights as you're building it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably like headlights and things. That's neat.
I think George from MCE did it to his.
I think so too, if I remember right. It's neat. We've got Bat Beast in the house. Let's see. Daniel Creek is talking about the one of the pieces we're going to talk about tonight. I just don't understand why a costume that spent literally seconds on camera was made before one of the most iconic scenes in movie history, the nurse scene. We'll talk about that, Daniel, for sure. I've got some thoughts on that. Sebastian is here. We've got Josh in the house. Barbie Bishop, I think they featured him in the police uniform because it's a scene where he's not wearing any makeup. That's a good point. Definitely, that's the only time we see him without makeup in the entire movie, other than the back of his head. It's funny, like when he filmed that scene, like when he's getting out of the car and he's standing at the corner, he doesn't have any makeup on in that scene. It's pretty cool. When did you kidnap Daniel Bell? Shh, don't tell anybody. Yeah, he did Carnage, if that's what you're asking. Yes, he did the new Carnage. Let's see. Make sure I have everybody. We got Joseph in the house. Todd is here. Sugar Shane Customs. We've got Statue Habit 71. Does anyone know if Queen Studios is revealing a War Machine soon? I don't think I know anything about a War Machine. I think somebody brought that up. And I think the response is, that's something they would look into, I think. So I haven't heard anything specifically. Jedi Joker is here. We've got Kickback. Andrew Ashcraft. Hello to you, sir. Robert is here. Ashley is in the chat. She might be joining us here in a bit. I can't remember if Dan said he would be able to. I can't remember. Let's see. I think I'm just about caught up here. Matthew. Ben Hizzle. Yes, I have been holding out about the Bat Bunker. Leo says, good evening, all. Congratulations, Chris, on getting Daniel Bell to do the unboxing. That's no small feat. Well, it was actually pretty awesome. Pretty easy, and I'm really glad he's going to be joining us. That's really awesome. I got a question for everyone. How are you guys?
Awesome.
Great.
I think we're doing great. Absolutely. So we'll get to the ChinaJoy event photos. Let me just ask, did you guys have any pre-orders or anything this week going on since I guess we just talked, Wednesday? Probably not, I guess.
Yes.
Say yes.
Oh, you
Did
did
order
have
Wonder Woman?
No. And actually, I haven't pushed the button yet, but I'm going to order that Marble Superman.
Nice. So we'll talk about him in a minute, but wasn't the price point pretty good on those?
$350.
That's
Quarter
crazy.
scale.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Did they say edition size or no?
No, they didn't. And it's kind of weird because in early June, Queen Studios, they do that countdown of things that they're going to promote at the show on Facebook.
Yes.
Number 7 for Winterfest was a Wonder Woman museum piece.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people assumed it was a proto because it wasn't fully painted, but I think it's the same marble line.
Yep. I have a photo of her.
Oh.
Yeah. And the weird thing is they never showed her.
It is weird.
She wasn't at the show, and she wasn't at this show either. But at Wonderfest, first time they showed that Batman marble statue, and now we're seeing the Superman with it at this show. So I don't know what happened with the Wonder Woman, if they decided that they didn't want to use the golden armor.
That is what I'm guessing. I'm almost wondering if that was their original sculpt. I think most people have kind of moved on from that look. It's like the movie was what it was. People either seem to love it or hate it. But I do wonder if they're going to tweak it and go back to more of a traditional Wonder Woman look.
I think they will. I think it would have been a weird choice because they're kind of classic images of Batman and Superman, and kind of this one-off costume for Wonder Woman doesn't really make much sense to me.
Yeah. It's funny that whenever I saw the Batman, I thought, that's weird. That's different. It's cool, but I'm like, I don't really know. But then whenever I've seen the Superman, it makes me rethink the whole thing. It's like Superman looks phenomenal.
Yep. From all angles.
From all angles. And so it makes me kind of rethink. It's like, oh, maybe Queen Studios has something here that's very different. I almost thought about, I have got like the Shakespeare bus leading to the Batcave. I thought maybe it'd be kind of cool to put that Batman out there.
Yeah, and it was funny. It's funny. There's one picture on Facebook from the show this weekend that shows the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman they're doing, the quarter scale, and right behind her is the marble Superman, and it looks kind of cool because she has all those marble columns on her base.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there's a Superman, like a full-size Superman piece behind her.
That's cool.
I don't know. It looks really cool.
That's awesome. I might even have that photo saved. I've saved quite a few photos, so we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what we find out. But let's get started here. I think I'm going to show you kind of clips from the video from day one first, and then we'll go into the photos. How's that sound?
Cool.
Okay. All right. So can you guys see this okay?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll just turn the volume down. So this was kind of the convention. And again, it looks like a really big convention space. A lot of these massive sets that they build, which is pretty amazing. This one's quite a bit different though. Like it's the set that they've built for Queen Studios is just like, it's got ramps and all kinds of crazy things, but
and that monster video screen.
Yes. So the day one had the 1/3 scale Anne Hathaway on Batpod, And you can really see how big it is when you watch this. And yeah, that screen is insane. And we'll be able to see that, the size of that Catwoman. I also noticed that day 2, she was gone. I thought that was a little bit interesting, but some of the stuff we had seen, prior at Wonderfest and different things, I was kind of surprised this guy wasn't painted yet. I thought maybe we would get a paint job on him.
Yeah.
But he still looks amazing and massive. Of course, we had some pieces like this that we've seen before. So let me come into this so you guys can see kind of what we were talking about with that Batman piece. Oh, pretty quick. That's why we've got some photos. Sometimes they kind of buzz by some of these things. But there's your piece right there, Mr. Delaney.
Oh yeah.
All the photos of her looked phenomenal.
I thought so too.
I would imagine. Don't you think this is probably a production piece by now?
No, in fact, I've heard that it's not.
Heard it's not. Okay.
There were a few people who thought that it didn't look quite as good as the proto, and I was like, I think that's still the proto. And then someone on Statue Forums said that Queen Studios had mentioned, it might have been on Instagram, that it's still the proto.
Okay. Darkseid we'll look at a little bit closer as well, but this was the first for the show where he was painted up, and I think he looks amazing.
Agreed.
Let's see. We had the Batman Who Laughs. Now, there's still a couple days left. This is supposed to go. It's supposed to be a 4-day event. So day 3 has already begun there in China, or Singapore, or wherever they're at. But they have teased the 3rd piece, the Joker piece, and we still haven't seen that as of this show. So hopefully, we'll still have some footage of this by the end of the weekend. But
can you imagine the space required to display all 3 of those in your collection?
It would be insane. I mean, I think it would take up at least 1.5 of my big shelves.
Yeah,
in my collection. And this is a big piece too. Like if you look at how big it is with the wall. We also got to see the bust of Joaquin Phoenix. I still think this is an incredible piece. Very unique. Let's see. I think they kind of go down here. Let's see. Look at the people standing there. Let me see. Next to, I mean, a lot of people were talking about it maybe being a little small. Okay, let me look at that.
No, that's a big piece.
It's a big piece. I mean, you can really see when you look at these, full men standing next to it. It's pretty incredible. But yeah, it's a big piece. But yeah, it was interesting that she was gone the next day. And they had her behind glass or plexi. Like I thought that was pretty interesting, but
maybe she got too much attention at Wonderfest.
I think she got a little hands-on from Wonderfest, I bet.
Yeah.
We also had this piece right here. This is the 3rd scale. They're also doing a 1/6 scale, which we'll see here in just a minute. I don't know. What do you guys think about this piece in general?
I think it came out really good. I like even the 1/6 looks like it came out pretty accurate to his, to the way he looks. So
I've got the life-size Heath Ledger Joker, and again, we'll look at all of these here in just a moment. But I did want to just give you kind of some video footage if you hadn't seen it already. You can check out the whole video on our YouTube channel. We have days 1 and 2 up right now. And again, I want to thank Queen Studios for providing that footage for us. So I think that was, Thanos. I think he's just incredible.
Yeah.
They had all of the Iron Man set up as well. These are the half scales right now that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm. And
then the the massive, there's Black Widow right there. She's currently suing Disney. Yeah. That's been a big story this weekend. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Disney, it sounds like a lot of other actresses are going to be joining in on that lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So it'll be real interesting to see what Disney does. Anyway, that's the half scale right there. It's interesting that they put this half scale next to the quarter scale stuff.
Uh-huh.
Did you notice that too?
Wonderfest, it looked really small next
It
to
sure
the
did.
other half scale.
It looks really big next to quarter scale. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought, yeah. I'm glad you noticed that too. Had some the bus on display. I still think these are incredible. I would love to have these busts. I'm gonna try to do restraint. I'm still thinking about putting it in our Disney room.
There you go.
I can get away with it that way. But let's see. I don't know if there's anything else.
Surely one, you can get one in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get one in there, sneak one in there. Again, look how big that is. That is crazy. Okay. Well, that was that day, and I think I've got a little bit of footage here to show you. I don't know if they showed much new. Let's see if we can get a better look at your Wonder Woman there.
I just love that pose. It's so dynamic.
It's funny how, we were all kind of iffy about it at first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the more we see of her, I don't know, I'm so excited for you to get this. I think it's going to be perfect in your collection.
Yeah, I might even.
The last the way to go with that, though.
It might be. Yeah, I'll try both.
Yeah, that's the great thing is you can kind of play around with it.
Yeah, and I also sort of agree with some collectors who think they should have switched the sword and the shield.
Yeah,
so that you could see your face better.
The Joker. We already saw them. Some of the stuff we've already seen. There's a little bit more footage of the Joker there. I've got a lot to say about this Joker. I was just telling the guys that I've got a hit or miss video coming up tomorrow about this one. But what are your overall thoughts about this Joker? Just looking at it, like, are you wowed by it or kind of ho-hum about it?
I'm ho-hum about it.
Yeah.
I'm getting a real mannequin vibe from it. Not from the portrait, of course, but I'm not sure I need those legs,
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I mean, the face aside, when you see it, it just, resembles a mannequin. It's just, not my style. So I don't know. Maybe it'll look better in person. Who knows?
I said in my video, and you guys will see it tomorrow, but I said, if you look at Infinity Studios, $4,000 for the whole upper body, and you're paying $6,000 or $7,000 for just legs, because it's $11,000 for that Queen Studios piece.
It's crazy.
So it's pants. I just say in my video, it's pants. It's pants and some shoes and socks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to me. I mean, you do have a base. But anyway,
do we know the price on
the Joker?
Yeah, the full.
I've heard 11,000.
No.
So, some people in the community have said that price for something like real high end, like Madame Tussauds ish, that's pretty on pace. But again, you look at the life size stuff from like the Iron Studio or the Iron Man from Sideshow is like 8,000 or 9,000.
Yeah.
And it lights up, like, and it's, so, like I said, I've got a lot to say about it in the video tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about it tonight. But I think it definitely needs work. I'll just say that. A lot of work. All right, let's go into the photos. All right, let's start with this guy. So again, this is quarter scale, and this is. Do we know this is not actually marble, right? It's polystone, just painted like marble.
Oh yeah, it's polystone.
But I know, Jeff, you kind of gave your thoughts. What about the rest of the guys? What do you guys think?
They look good.
Yeah, I would. This is something I would buy. Yeah.
And you said like $350 for this?
Yeah.
Which is really great for a quarter scale.
Yep. Same for the Batman, 350.
Did they? So the Batman comes in like a bronze and a marble, right? Or just a marble?
I think just the marble. I think
The
thought they did
base
like a
has kind of a bronzish look to it, but the figure's marble.
Okay.
I've got pictures
Maybe
of
that
that
was
of the
early
Batman
one.
too.
Yeah. I think that base better be pretty heavy. It's pretty small, and that piece could be pretty tippy if it doesn't have a good weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very narrow. It feels like it's more narrow than the Batman one. That's a great point. Yeah, that would concern me a bit.
But I think they're going to sell an awful lot of these.
I do too.
Yeah. I'm not sure they even need to set an edition size. Just keep selling them forever at 350. Same with the Batman, and maybe they'll do a new Wonder Woman.
It's again, it's an interesting concept. And again, I guess, were you kind of like me and just didn't really get it with the Batman one when we first saw it? Or did you like, oh, this is cool?
I still kind of wish the cape was open. I'd rather see more of him than just the cape. The thing is, we saw him at Wonderfest, but we didn't know the price.
That's true.
I think it would have been a different discussion if we knew it was only going to be 350.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
And as you hinted at earlier, I think a lot of people are rethinking of that piece now that they're seeing Superman because they look so good together.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I think I might pick this one up.
These are the professional photos, although they're not very crisp. So I won't blow them up, but gives you just, again, the idea of the shadows. Sometimes you don't always get the shadows.
Even from the back, the piece looks fantastic.
What scale is this considered?
What?
Do we know what scale it's considered? Is
It's quarter.
Oh,
quarter
it's quarter scale. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that piece is 23 inches tall.
Wow.
That's what's crazy, because like this price point is cheaper than the new Tweeterhead stuff.
Yeah.
And you're getting quarter scale, so that's really exciting.
Would you say 23 inches?
Yeah.
Nice.
What are people in the chat saying about this one? I can't see the chat.
They think it's a steal.
Yeah.
So,
Great price.
Like, what would you say? Would you say a Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah, I just think it looks phenomenal. I love this the portrait. Well, what were you going to say, Jeff Delaney?
I don't remember, but I will say that portrait, that just reminds me of Superman in the late 1970s, drawn by Kurt Swan. You know, I love that portrait. It's awesome. Or you could even say Neil Adams. There's some Neil Adams in there. But I know what I was going to say. I'd like to know who the sculptor is.
I would too.
Yeah, because it's great.
I don't know if Queen Studios says who their sculptors are very often, but maybe I can find out from John.
I was just expressing my frustration about that over Sideshow Con, that on too many of the new pieces, they didn't even tell us who sculpted it.
Yeah.
I just learned today that the new Ray is sculpted by Will Harbottle.
Oh, really?
Nobody knew that. How could they spend so long in an online convention and not even mention sculptors?
I think that Sideshow does a good job about doing some of those individual artist packages.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the actual statue, it's like that, to me, that's a big selling point. If I know that this is a Will Harbottle, if I know this is done by Dave Igo or whoever, that's a selling point for me. That makes me want to buy it more, and it might influence me to buy it over the fact that I wouldn't have bought it otherwise.
Right.
And I know I know we're like super, statue geeks, but I think there's a big enough part of the community that they should spend a lot of time promoting these artists, because they are amazing.
Absolutely.
And I think that they deserve their own fan following. We do a lot. We talk about Daniel Bell a lot, but there's a lot of other artists out there, and he'll say the same thing. That's like, they deserve to be recognized. For sure. So that's a great point. I didn't even think about that, but I think you're exactly right. So yeah, 350 price point for Superman. I'll move on to the Batman. We got some photos of him. I don't know if he's he feels like he's a little bit whiter. Maybe like he's grayer. I don't know.
He's got more of a yellowish tint, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they'll look good together. I just don't know. It just feels like, and maybe it's the lighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the pictures you're looking at now are from Wonderfest of the Batman piece, because they had the red background at Wonderfest.
Oh, that could be. This is what they sent me. So maybe, but there you get kind of the idea of the base. It's a little bit
of detail there.
A lot of detail, and it's a little bulkier. And he's, it's more, cylindrical, I guess you could say. I don't worry about this one falling as much as Superman with that weight. But yeah, it would have been cool to have his cape open.
Yeah,
it would have worked with the other Superman.
But this also makes me excited about, they did that contest with all the different bat poses.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Batman in the future. But this does make me want to get it now. Especially at that price point.
I'm probably in for both.
Gives you some of the detail again. Very classic looking, and it looks like it's really, it does look like it's sculpted marble to me. Just the way that it's done. It's really beautiful. Got the, the patina of the aging.
Yeah. Looks
good. And then this was the Wonder Woman we were talking about that we never saw. But I feel like if they change her to a more classic Wonder Woman, I think this is going to be, again, a big hit. But this is Gal Gadot. And so, and maybe this wasn't the marble one. Maybe it isn't. It just seems like it would be to me.
The only reason I thought that was that they called it part of their museum line. And that's what we're calling the other two.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they scrapped it. Maybe their original idea was to do more movie based. And then they went comic based instead. So that could be. But I would, there's no doubt they're going to do a Wonder Woman to complete that set.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more at their next event. But I did want to throw this picture in case people had forgotten. All right. So let's move on to the, this is the Ledger Joker. This is 1/3 scale. There's also a 6 scale, which we'll look and we'll compare and contrast. What do you guys think of the likeness here?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much spot on.
The 1/3 scale features the rooted hair, as you can see back here. And this if I was going to get this would be the way I went. I think this is very good. I think the sculpt's very good. My biggest nitpick on this piece is I wish it was a different pose, where he was maybe more pointing the gun and he looked more menacing. This was a very brief scene, but his eyes, they kind of shot him from above where his eyes were kind of peeking up over. And it just looked a little bit more terrifying to me. Whereas this, I feel like, is a little bit more ho-hum. In expression, at least, like he's just kind of happy to be there.
Yeah.
But I do think the sculpt is very good. I don't think it's perfect, but I do think it looks good from just about every angle. The tailoring looks really good on the 1/3. I don't feel like it looks as good on the 6 scale, but if that's to be given, but it is a real cut and sew here.
But was anybody asking for this piece?
No, nobody was asking for this piece. I do give Queen Studios credit for giving us something different. Here in the last 5 months, we've had a lot of Heath Ledger Joker in purple coat. And that's why I think that's why I like the Queen Studios piece that I have so much right now. The 3rd scale is because it doesn't have the purple coat. It's just him in the jail cell with the vest and the shirt. And that's just a different look that we hadn't gotten, although Sideshow did their version. But I think that there's going to be a market for this one. I think that it's not what people wanted. I think people really wanted the Nurse Joker. And I think if this would have been a Nurse Joker version, I would have probably not hesitated. This one I would consider, but it's a very low consideration for me.
Maybe they'll do the Nurse Joker in the future. You never know.
Well, they have the license, so I would assume that maybe this tested the waters a little bit, but I still think it looks good. I just don't get that. I don't get that scary feel from it.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks a little menacing, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know, in the movie, you know, he has the gun, like I said, the gun kind of forward, and maybe they couldn't do that. Where he's like pointing a weapon at somebody. I mean, I think there are rules for that.
Yeah.
But maybe even if his head was down and he looked a little bit creepier, I think I would have maybe liked it a little bit more. But I do think the sculpt looks good. I think the tailoring looks good. I do feel like the flag kind of makes it look a little cheap to me. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
It looks, it throws the scale off to me. It looks like it's not. I feel like if it was a little more weighted.
If it was like straight up and down, like it was a posted flag, maybe. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check the scene. Maybe the flags are at an angle like that.
I do like, you know, what it adds to the statue, but when you had, you know, like there, you see it kind of looks a little bit cheap.
It's one-sided printed.
Yeah, it's one-sided printed. I think if you
do something to it,
especially at this scale, like if they made it like a real fabric,
they
heavy duty one, then maybe I would feel differently. But again, it's just really cool. I mean, the only other company that's ever done this is Hot Toys. And so I tip my hat for Queen Studios for doing something different. I would imagine they're going to sell some of these. I just don't know if they'll be. I mean, if they're going to pick their 1/3 scale regular Joker with makeup over this,
yeah,
for sure. But
and the price feels aggressive for such a simple base.
Was it 1,300?
Yeah, 13 something.
Yeah, 13 something. So that feels a little bit much. I feel like this would be a great one at like 900, 950.
Yep.
I think that would have been fair, especially with, like you said, with a low profile base, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, good price on the 1/6.
Yeah. I don't know if I heard the 6 scale.
350.
How much?
350.
350?
Yep.
Well,
so it's another $1,000 for the 1/3.
That's great. Great price.
Yeah.
So let's move on to that 1/3. Let's kind of buzz by these a little bit. So this is still the bigger one. There you can see it from the back of the convention. I thought this was funny. The little felt was coming up on the base. I like that. Kind of made it look a little cheap. I'm like, oh, they got to do something about that to make it look better. But some of these might. I mean, and again, keep in mind, guys, these are usually prototypes. So you know what we get in the end is going to be better, I'm sure. But I do like, and somebody, I did want to mention this. Somebody said, well, like he didn't have short hair in this scene. He's got it tucked up in his hat. So that's what they did here too. He's got it tucked up there. So I know some people were really worried about that. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine. So there he is again. Oh, I guess I had more pictures of his face than I thought. I think that looks really great right there.
Yeah.
I just would have maybe liked a little bit more darker under his eyes. So this is the 6 scale. The main way you can tell the difference is he's got sculpted hair. But it looks good. I mean, it looks really good. Again, you just have more of a doll-like clothing. That's the only really difference that I saw. Just the detail is not as good there as the one, but the face sculpt looks just as great, I think.
Yeah.
I thought this looks really great. I think if you, especially like Jess did at that price point, and you just want this in your collection, like if you want this version, why not?
This thing that Queen Studios is doing with releasing in 2 scales is just awesome.
I agree. A lot of people wish it was 1/4.
Yeah.
Which I think that would be awesome too. And I don't know if maybe they just can't do it with their license.
Right.
But yeah, 1/4 would have been amazing as well. But yeah, I wish more companies would offer that different scales. And here you can see the different scale.
It's so different.
It's so different. It's really amazing to see the difference between the two. It's just night and day different. But again, it's like they literally shrunk it. I mean, they shrunk them down, and it didn't really lose much of the quality, in my opinion. So anyway, thought it was really cool to see the two together like that.
Yeah.
And they had some cosplayers. You can see kind of the size of him at 6 scale.
That's funny that she's just holding it.
I know.
Mhm.
That's why I said I think people get real handsy with these things. That's why.
You better put that under glass.
Yeah, that's why
These
Catwoman
videos.
was under the glass because clearly, I don't know. I'm assuming they let her do that. Seems like they might have even had people at the booth on purpose to do some like model shots and things like that. But
Yeah, right.
to promote things. But there you go. Again, you can see the size difference. Pretty amazing. And then there's the 3rd scale. Big pieces. But then here's what I want you to notice. So we have the Joker here, but look how tall Batman is.
Yeah.
At
Well,
quarter
yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
He looks really tall, and I don't think he's on a riser or anything. So I think that Batman's going to be a big piece at that price point. I love it.
Yeah.
This makes me want to get it even more now after I saw that photo. We'll move on to Darkseid. Again, this is a quarter scale piece, all painted up. How do you think he turned out?
Awesome. He looks great.
I'm just
I've heard
blown
of it.
away.
I've heard of a number of collectors who are going to pair him with the quarter scale Weta Superman in black costume.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would look really great.
When the video was showing it walking through there, I thought it looked a little small to be quarter scale, but it's kind of hard to tell. But
Yeah, the
I kinda
video was
thought it would
throwing
be
me
like
off. Too.
Thanos size. The Iron Studios quarter scale Thanos is pretty big.
See, I would think that he would be big.
I would
But-
think he should turn out kind of 1/3 scale and quarter scale.
Yeah.
He looks good from this angle. So
Yeah.
I think if somebody had he would look better displayed up high.
What do you think about from other angles?
I don't know, sometimes like I said, the video was throwing me off a little bit. I didn't really like the way he looked in the video, but in the pictures, I'm kind of liking it more.
In the chat, they're saying he's 29 inches.
So do you think that's big enough then?
Well, that quarter scale, that would be
A little small.
16 inches. No, that's over 9 feet tall.
Well, I guess that'd be okay then. Yeah. I think he's going to be
I
fine.
felt like he was bigger than that.
Look at the detail here.
It's like a younger Darkseid. He's not very, bulky. He's just
Actually, it's almost 10 feet tall.
10. Look at the armor, the weathering on the
Mhm.
armor. I love the skin texture.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you guys think this will be popular? Like, I don't know how many people are collecting Justice League right now.
yeah. I think it'll definitely be popular.
I
Yeah.
think so too. Weta is certainly betting on it. They're putting out a lot of pieces from these movies.
That's cool. Look at the gore here.
Yeah.
Very gory.
It's my
I think he looks mighty.
Mm-hmm.
Alex in the XM group announced they're doing a quarter scale Darkseid, most likely comic version though.
Yeah, probably comic.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this is really cool. I'm just really impressed with this one. It is kind of Captain Morgan-y, but I still think it looks good. A lot of detail. There's the back side. If you want to see the back armor there, lots of detail. There's no question.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wish the skin texture had a little bit more shadowing in it, but I guess that's how he was in the movie. So, but
Even
I
his-
noticed a lot of Darkseid statues suffer from that. Like every time they try to make him look like Rocky or something, it's just I feel like the shading is always lacking.
So did I have a close up of? I think it's just like there is some like color, on his face, but I think his arms look like they're pretty much just texture, no paint.
Yeah, one solid color.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. I guess I didn't show you that one. I think he looks good from just about every angle.
Yep.
I wish the eyes glowed.
I know. I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
Because if they don't come that way, then don't do it that way. Like, just show it like it is.
This is another good example of what you can do, with lighting.
Oh,
to make a statue look better. So you
But
can't always go by what you see at a convention.
I agree.
There's probably 10 million lights on them right now.
Do I have a banner up, guys? I think I forgot to turn it off. Do I have it on?
Yeah. We can still see most of Jeff, though.
But my chin, you got to see my chin.
I got to turn that off. I forget every darn time. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There we go. There we go. All right, back into it. All right, where were we at here? Darkseid. Oh, close up of
that looks
like
so
it.
cool.
That's pretty neat. And it's just such a small detail on the base, but man, I like that there's actually blood on the base too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those Prime One pieces that has all that gore in it.
Yep, that's Grizzly.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Oh, let's get into this right here.
There's my girl.
She looks amazing.
Yep.
It's like she's had some wear and tear being put in together. I just noticed the marks on her arm. But
battle damage.
But yeah, she looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. They don't really show her much with the other head sculpt though.
Or at all, yeah.
Yeah, it's just always Gal Gadot one.
Yeah.
But
I guess that's the selling point. But the funny thing is that comic-based portrait's gorgeous. It's really great.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. This is looking great. I just wanted to throw it in because I thought maybe this would be the prototype at this point. I'm surprised it's not.
You mean a production piece?
Thank you. Yeah, production.
Well, I mean, I think she's got a big shipping window. It's like a 4 or 5 month shipping window. So,
Oh, really?
so she could still be 9 months off or something. Who knows?
Well, hopefully it's not 3 years like Prime One.
Yeah.
Is she still in stock?
Our favorite local friendly distributor still has her.
Okay.
And I think he still has the bonus version with the sword and the shield.
Okay.
I don't know if Queen Studios still has it up or not.
Yeah, I really like this. I can't add it to my collection because I feel like I said earlier, in past shows, I feel like it's going to make every other statue in my collection look bad because it looks so realistic.
Well, you can always throw on the other portrait.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This again, Batman in the background is kind of showing you how tall he's going to be. I mean, he looks real tall back there. So.
Yeah, you really have to love this piece though, because the price is really ugly for a quarter scale, but I just couldn't pass it up.
No, I love the pose and I love the base, and she looks amazing. So,
what was the price point, Jeff?
$940.
$940.
I still think it's going to be tricky though to try to pose her without not seeing her face. It's going to be a little bit.
Well,
of
I'm
a
going to
challenge.
try the lasso and see how that looks. I mean, I agree with people who say that it kind of looks like she's tying herself up with the lasso.
Jeff,
Mhm.
would you say that she's going to need a proper viewing angle?
Mhm.
Definitely.
Or
Yes.
intended
Or-
viewing angle.
Or a
Intended.
mechanized turntable.
That's right.
Yeah. No, she definitely will. I mean, obviously you can't show her where she's completely being blocked by the shield.
Do you have any shirts for your channel?
Shirts? No.
You need to create a recommended viewing angle shirt.
Maybe I should.
You should.
That's a
Secret
good idea.
Sanctuary. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, I did make that one just for myself that says, "Damn it, why isn't it quarter scale?"
That's right. That's too funny. I love it. Anyway, great details. Congratulations to everybody's getting this one.
They've set the ES. It's like $28.90 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's done well.
yeah, it's really done well. This is the quarter scale Hulkbuster and a trio of other Iron Man suits. I believe this one right here is the newest one, I think.
It's the Mark 50.
Yeah, Mark 50. And then again, these are all quarter, and it's next to the half scale
Yeah.
Mark
I've got a
1.
nitpick about those Iron Man, and they need to fix it.
All right, what do you got, Jeff?
The arc reactors, they need to work on them. They look cheap. There's no detail in them.
On all of them?
Every one of them. It
So
just
like
looks
you're
like
talking
they put
about that blank
it
plate.
just looks like a piece of frosted plastic in it. And there's layers to those things.
Yeah, it just looks like
I
plastic.
mean, if the light's on, it looks okay, but you don't have the light on enough to.
I think that's a really good criticism.
I do too. And that's, that's something
that's something that makes me think of a cheap action figure.
That's something that I didn't even notice, but like if you look, that one maybe looks like a little bit more layer there, but like this one looks real flat. Well, I guess there is some depth.
Not much.
But not much. And I know
I mean that in particular is the thing with the nano bots or whatever that make the suit come out of it. So it had more detail than the others.
Well, that's a great point. That's something I didn't even notice.
So Big Mo Collectibles in the chat is asking if the bases are supposed to match up together.
I think they are, because they put out a silhouette when they showed what they had intended. Yeah. And that it makes sense, because I think the Mark 50 by itself needed a better pose on the rock, but with the others it works.
It does.
Okay.
I definitely think that they were intended to go together and make one big diorama.
Yeah, because
but still,
the one on the bottom with the arm out,
this one
is the suit that goes with the Hulkbuster. That's from Age of Ultron.
Well, you see how it's got some yellowish colors in the base, and so does the Hulkbuster, whereas these up front look more gray. So I think they'll look good all together or individually, for sure. But
I think the Hulkbuster looks outstanding.
Yeah,
I do too.
It looks like they did some detail in that, but it's so big.
Yeah, it's
But they need to do that. I don't think that would cost much.
Apparently, it's as big as a half-scale Mach 1.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, here's another angle. They kind of have these separated in this photo. But again, it just really goes to show you how big Hulkbuster is, or how small the Mark 1 is. You kind of look at it either way. But obviously, there is some undersized, or at least people feel like he's undersized. But I still think he looks great regardless. Lots of great detail in that piece. We did see him at Wonderfest, but it's kind of cool to see these high def images. And there you have the layer. You have a lot more going on here. I mean, that's the way the others should look. I think they did a really good job.
His eyes in the mask.
The eyes are cool, and the wires. You can see the wires sticking out underneath. It's very cool. I love the texturing on the metal. I think they did a really good job with that one. I just need to blow them up a little bit. Here's another great shot. Again, there's what Jeff's talking about.
Yeah.
But I do think the armor itself looks great.
Yeah.
Beautifully painted here. I mean, that's a great photo here. Just goes to show you how I love the art direction on this where they're all together. It's really cool. Something different. Life Size Bus we talked about earlier. We saw him at Wonderfest, so won't spend much time on him, but I still think he looks great. And is this Mark 50? No,
that's 85.
Yeah, thank you. 85. I think this one turned out really great as well. Kind of less bells and whistles on this one. I love the base though. And again, the half scale right there. Oh, let's move on to Joker. So we talked briefly about him. And again, I don't want to say too much because I do have the video tomorrow coming out. I'm curious as to what people in the chat are going to say about this one. So kind of fill me in, guys, what people think about the Joker as they're typing. We did talk earlier about the hair. I feel like it looks very wig-like and too much hair. Heath Ledger did not have that much hair. I do, however, think that the sculpt is there. I think it looks very much like Heath Ledger. I just think the paint needs to be tweaked a little. And I said my biggest nitpick about this piece is I feel like he is too skinny or too scrawny. He needs to be a little bit bigger mannequin wise. But tell me your thoughts again about this one, and what are people saying in the chat?
Based on the Facebook group, it was pretty much a landslide of people hating this piece.
Yeah.
This photo I got today, they just posted it in my folder that they gave me. And you could tell that they messed with the hair more. It looks less styled. Yeah. Yeah. I still feel like there's way too much hair here. But I do think it looks better. But you can just see he feels so skinny. Like he just feels like he's an 18-year-old version of Heath Ledger instead. Is
the jacket accurate to the movie? Texture-wise, like the material?
Yes. I think that the material is very good. It was that wool material. But it's still it feels to me like it is a cheaper material than it should be.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well.
I actually had a costume a couple of years ago that I wore at school, and I got from like a China seller on eBay. And it was phenomenal quality. Like it was heavy duty. The whole thing was super heavy. And I just don't see that quality here. But I don't know. I do think that the sculpt, again, I think the superstar here is the sculpt of his face. I do think it looks just like him. I think they did a really great job. I just feel like the body needs to be bigger.
Do you have the pictures of when they were setting him up?
Yes, I do.
Because it kind of helps to see people next to him, just to get an idea of how big he is.
So this is that same photo. I just blew it up for you guys. But that gives you kind of an idea of the whole. The whole. Don't you just feel like he's too skinny looking?
Yeah.
From here, yeah.
The mannequin needs to be bigger. Here's some other shots from that first day. Again, his hair was more stylized. I have the Infinity Studios on order. I do think like the Infinity Studios from this side profile, I don't feel like was as good. I feel like this is much more Heath Ledger right here. So I'm really impressed with the sculpt overall. One thing like it really drove me crazy when I saw this picture. It's like all these little wrinkles in the. It doesn't look like that in the movie. So like little nitpicks.
The material looks puckered.
Yeah,
it looks like a cheap material.
Somebody said it looks like a bathrobe material.
Yeah, it does.
That's what I was thinking. I don't remember the fabric of the coat looking like it has that.
Yeah, that
texture.
Yeah.
But this looks like a man-made material, whereas in the movie it seemed to be like it had once been an expensive suit.
Yeah.
But it was just worn out. It
was a heavy wool. Like it was a very heavy wool material. So I mean, I can see why people say bathrobe, but this seems too thin. It needs to be thicker, in my opinion. Also, the paint I feel like is way too applied. It needs to be. He needs to have more wrinkles in his face, and less paint. They need to do some work with the layering of the paint, and I think that they'll get there. Again, I feel like the sculpt is there. I just think that they have a lot to tweak. This base, I love the idea of him standing on the money. And I say this in the video too, but I feel like this looks really cheap, this plastic look.
Yeah.
This needs to be painted. This needs to be done to make it look like real money, or even provide a fake layer of money in the front and not just this plastic material. Again,
is it supposed to be the money?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the money stacked, and then you put the real money on top.
I didn't even notice that. Okay.
So so it makes it look like he's standing there, and like I said, like this is a great concept, but it's not 11 grand good. That needs to be fixed. So again, these are just my thoughts, and I have a lot more to say in the video, but I think the shoes look pretty good. I think they're pretty close to being accurate.
His gloves look good.
Gloves?
Why to toss a bone?
Yeah. And so here's some other angles. Here's, you know, a model standing next to him. I just think he's too skinny.
They had pictures of even with like the outfit open, like where you can see the actual mannequin. I don't know if you have those too.
I do. Like here, he's standing on you know, he's up higher next to somebody, and I don't know how tall this guy is, but I did see some photos of them, and it made him look really tiny. And Heath Ledger's pretty tall, but again, I feel like that man, just that profile looks amazing to me.
What is he? 6 foot? I think we said, right?
I thought he was like 6'4", but I think he's 6'2".
6'2".
This other side, very, very accurate to his profile. A lot of people don't get his nose right, and his nose is perfect here. I think the actual sculpt is really quite phenomenal. It looks better here in this light. You can see the wool material. I just feel like it needs to be thicker and heavier.
It looks like the weight is not heavy enough for the jacket.
Yeah, I agree. It's just too light. It needs to be thicker, and maybe that would bulk him up a little bit more. Here's an example of 6'1".
6'1", if you heard that.
I did hear that. Thank you. So obviously the silicone head, you know, goes into the mannequin.
Yeah, that's why I was curious to see this photo, because you can see the build of his body. So I was almost wondering maybe if it's the jacket's maybe oversized and throwing it off or something.
I don't know, something. It's just something with the clothing. And again, that's the clothing is a big part of this. Obviously the head is the
definitely
main
looks
event.
Bigger than those guys that are setting him up, pretty much. I mean,
yeah, but you have to understand that
he is on that base though.
I just feel like he's small. Like he should be he was a bigger man than this. So I just feel like they either need to make him bigger or something. Something needs to change. But anyway, I think they need to do a lot of work to sell him at $11,000. Got some photos of this guy again. I still feel like he looks incredible.
Yeah, that's good.
This one I'm not as sold on.
I don't hate it. It's okay. Yeah. I noticed they added the cigarette back.
Yes, they did. So here's that Batman again we're talking about from Dark Knight's Metal. I still think he looks phenomenal.
Yep.
Again, I hope we see the Joker here this weekend too. Sometimes these companies have all the intentions of putting them up for these events, but something happens or a license doesn't go through or something. So hopefully we'll see the Joker.
Yeah, the paint job on that Batman's looking good.
Yeah,
the previous one.
This one, yeah, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
This one I just wanted to show you kind of scale. You can see how tall Superman is here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a pretty big beast.
Yeah.
Pretty sizable. I'll show you some photos from Hot Toys real quick, just to give you kind of the scale of their booth. That big convention hall, it really is massive. Just to kind of see what this all looks like. There's the Tumblr. The Tumblr has already been re-released, right, Jeff?
I don't think it's come out yet.
But I mean, is it up for pre-order though?
Oh yeah, you can order it now.
Yeah,
I think it's next year when they're supposed to deliver it.
I had some of those pieces up. Venom.
Those were cool. They were the life size.
Yeah, they had a lot of those up. I bet they're not 11,000.
No.
Had some Mandalorian ones there. There's the Bat Pod. The new Cyborg. This one just was up for pre-order now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's brand new. Took a long time to get this one out, though, right?
Yeah. They should sell a lot of those.
I bet. And some Black Widow. Suing some Disney. This is the new Mark 1.
That looks good.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the Queen Studio.
Yeah, it is.
Even got the missile there. Looks good though.
This one has there's a gear or something in the back that has a USB charging that you can turn, and it's going to move part of it.
You're kidding.
That's
No.
cool.
Is this one like die-cast too or something?
Yes. It's the first die-cast version of that suit.
That's really neat.
As I say, that paint job is incredible.
Yeah, it looks really good. There's some more of the life-size. They had life-size Spider-Man. Again, I'm really impressed with their booth. It looks really nice.
Is that? Can you go back a picture? I just want to see.
Yeah. What do you see?
Is that Doctor Strange dressed as Iron Man?
Yes.
There he is right here.
Oh,
That
okay. I'm
was
seeing things.
a unused concept from Infinity War. It's in the art book where Tony ends up with the cape of levitation and Strange ends up in the suit with the medallion
That's neat.
instead of an arc reactor.
Oh, yeah, you can see it right there. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like how they did a couple of concept art pieces,
Like definitely a one-off.
figures.
Interesting,
Yeah.
That's really cool. I was wondering. I'm glad you said that because I didn't really, when I saved the photo, I'm like, I don't really understand what's going on here. That's really cool.
Yeah, there was some pictures of the storyboard drawn out. I think it was supposed to happen when they're in the ship with the can't think of his name. The alien that they get sucked out into space. The one from the Black Order.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's neat. Had the XC suit. This one seems to be kind of popular.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
From Arkham. You think they'll do a Mr. Freeze next?
They should.
They should. I think he would sell really well. Man, maybe that's what I should do because I still love these Arkham pieces, but I'm really going back and forth about keeping them or not. Maybe I should just get the hot toys. I could display a whole bunch more of them on a shelf. They're cool though. Had some of the Iron Man, the special Iron Man editions here. Oh, I guess I had a few more. No, I forgot to put those back in. Yeah, those are those original teaser images we got of the Joker.
Be the BHT.
That's right. So I think that is all we got so far. So anything that grabbed you?
Just the marble pieces for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I like the marble pieces. I still like that Wonder Woman with the shield covering her face. I like that Darkseid. And I think that's it.
I keep going back and forth. And again, I talk about this tomorrow, but about the Ledger Joker, like if it was perfect, like if they got it to be perfect, would I spend 11 grand on it?
Where are you gonna put that thing?
I don't know. But I feel like if it was perfect, like that would be the ultimate piece for me. I think. I don't know. Like I just don't know. It'd be creepy as hell in here, having a full size dude in here.
It would have to be.
That's a lot of money.
It's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think I'll be real happy with it. I mean, I spent $4 grand on the Infinity Studios piece, and I think I'll be real happy with that. But who knows? They're always coming out with better stuff every year, But
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't wrap my head around 11 grand. Like that's like, that's a car, or something, or something,
Yeah.
And it's still not as good as the bust, and you have the bust
No.
coming in. So yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
way it looked right now, I don't think it's $4,000.
Yeah.
worth.
Do you are you surprised that they didn't do a bust instead of the full figure?
Maybe they don't want to compete with everybody else doing the bust. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to one up them, but with that price, you got to be a diehard fan with a ton of disposable income to even think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're going to have to. I don't know that I would have shown that if I'd been them until I felt really good about it.
Well, I think they did feel really good about it. I mean, that's the thing is like, I just don't know if like, you know, I'm an Uber fan. So like, I'm going to nitpick everything. And maybe they saw him like, oh, it looks just like him. It looks perfect. Because they're not as connected to it.
So are they going to ask 11 grand for that full size Neo?
Yeah, well, what were the prices on those? Those are like so. There's a Neo. There's the Hulkbuster.
I have not heard any other prices. This is the first price point I've heard in terms of, you know, a full figure. I don't think they've ever announced anything else. I can't imagine Neo being more.
Right.
He's just so much more simple. But who knows? I mean, is he going to be 10 grand? I mean, that's still insane.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that bothers me about this show. We have had 2 shows in a row with Queen Studios with a large booth, and they're not showing the Vision bust. I'd like to know why.
Mm-hmm.
That troubles me.
There's quite a few things they've not shown.
I don't know. Do you think they would? I mean, I thought it looked really great. Like, I don't know if they would need to tweak anything.
Why aren't they showing it? I mean, they literally had it at Wonderfest and didn't show it. And they're not showing it this time either.
Do you think it's sold out already?
It's sold out from our friendly neighborhood distributor, but I think if you jump on the Queen Studios side, it's still available.
Okay. I was thinking I thought maybe if it's sold out, like they don't need to bother showing it. You know, that could be that mentality.
They showed stuff that they don't have for sale now. Mm-hmm. That seated Joker and the Christian Bale Batman and the Batman bust of Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the Iron Man. They've showed things that have sold out.
Yeah, they bring that seated Joker.
They could have put a lot more stuff in there. It was really spaced out.
And we know that they're switching things out because the Anne Hathaway disappeared after the first day. So they could show it if they wanted to. So there must be a reason that they're not. Yeah,
it is weird. Josh McCoy says, Chris, I need help. Half scale Captain America by Queen or the 1/4 Hulkbuster. I don't know which one to go with. I'm not sure which one. What's the half scale Captain America?
Captain America yet?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything half scale.
They talked about it.
To be honest, Josh, I think that Hulkbuster is freaking awesome. I would love to have something like that if I was collecting Iron Man.
If they did a Captain America, it's going to have to look really good.
I think they've done really good with likeness. I think they'll do a really great Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
But Bruda says maybe there's a production issue.
That could be, but yeah, maybe.
Says red skin might be hard to get right. Maybe they're having some paint issues. I don't know.
And we never even saw the proto at a show.
Yeah.
We saw studio photos, but we've never seen the proto at a show.
That's a good point. Vane says, I'm super debating the 1/4 Bane tonight. I'd say go for it. It's awesome. There he is. Towers over everybody else. I recommend him.
Yeah, I had the chance to see that in person. It looked pretty good.
He's big. He's bigger than you think.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah.
And heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And heavy. If that Joker on Throne is a knockout of the park, do you think y'all pick up some or all of them? I don't know. I'm just not into metal. I'm just not, me personally, I'm not into metal. I'm really glad that I have the Batman Who Laughs from Prime 1. I'm really glad to be getting the Sideshow piece. I do think the XM's really good. I'm anxious to see it. But I think that's going to be it for me in terms of the metal line, I think. Although I do love that. I love those pieces. Like, I think it's incredible. But like, I think Jeff said, like, where are you going to put all those? I mean, they're the three of those together. Somebody's going to need another dining room table.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the quarter scale by XM. So
yeah, we're running out of dining room tables. Josh says they're supposed to show the half scale cap in August. I wonder what event that would be in August.
And is it movie or comic?
They said movie.
Half scale.
When we had John on.
Oh.
Okay. I think sooner or later we'll also, like somebody mentioned Margot Robbie. I think we're going to get some more Margot Robbie stuff from all these companies. I think, especially, did you guys see the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Yeah.
I mean, it started out at 100, 100. I think it's now maybe like 90 some, 94, 95.
Mm-hmm.
But that's unbelievable.
And it looks like she's got a couple of looks. She's got on like a leather looking suit, and then she's got on the red dress and part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got multiple opportunities.
Give a real shout out real quick to Jetta Patrol. Thank you for being here. It's awesome. I follow some reviewers, and some of them have already, or not even reviewers, but like people on Instagram that I follow, and some of them got like media invited to see some. I think they were streaming from their own house. I think they got like the ability to do that. But everyone that I saw said it just was just mind-blowingly incredible, and that this was by far Margot Robbie's best Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I thought that was promising. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of positive
in a couple of reviews. They said that it was her best portrayal of Harley.
I was planning on taking my 14-year-old to see it, but now I'm thinking I'm going to need to preview it first because I'm hearing it's pretty adult.
Is it?
That's what I'm hearing.
I've heard that it is incredibly violent.
Yeah, violent and gruesome.
I don't know about if there's sexual content. I bet the language is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask the collector here. He says it was 10 times better than the first Suicide Squad. Free tickets to AMC pre-screening. That's awesome. Don't spoil anything, but would you say it's super adult? Could Jeff take his kids with him to the show, or do you think it needs to be kind of iffy? Let us know.
Well, without repeating it, John Cena makes an adult joke just in the trailer alone. So
about the starfish.
No, he says it's raining. You know what? He says something, or maybe Wally says it. Somebody says it.
Yeah, I
don't remember that.
I think I've seen that clip.
It's in the Red Band trailer.
Kevin says it's James Gunn. There's a reason it's good.
Yep, he says, "Do not take your kids."
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Capital letters.
Yeah, capital letters. So I guess that answers your question pretty boldly there.
So I will preview it and then figure out what to do.
I'm excited to see it. I love the trailers and the little bits that I've seen.
It looks
King
good.
Shark looks hysterical.
Yeah.
The rest of them look great.
I'm excited about that one. I think tonight after the show's over, I think we're going to watch Jungle Cruise. Pay the $30, and I've heard it's just kind of okay.
I have to finish up Halloween, the long Halloween.
I finished that up yesterday, and it was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
I love the first one. I've seen the first part.
It's good. It follows the book pretty closely. There's definitely some changes and some added scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They allude to some things. But I love the animation style. I wish they would do it for all their films.
I think that's probably my favorite look they've done.
By far. I really like
it. Horrible.
Yeah, I like the Batman Ninja. I really liked the animation style and the fight scenes and stuff. But I feel like it's just very noir and kind of like the old animated series a little bit more and real comic book looking. But yeah, I love the animation on this one. So I think anybody that liked the first part will love the second part. It gets even better.
Cool. Are those on HBO Max?
No.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm going to be honest. I just typed it in and found it's live streaming. So I don't even know where you can see it.
I think it's on Amazon.
It might be.
You can buy it. It's on iTunes.
Okay.
You can't rent it yet from iTunes, but you can buy it.
And that would be one that I would want to buy. I don't have a Blu-ray player anymore, but I don't have a way to play it. But I would just probably buy the digital download. But I really liked it.
I bought a Blu-ray player recently.
Nice.
It cracked me up because it was like 1/6 the size of my old one.
Yeah.
And it was like $60 or something.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They're
Sony.
almost outdated now at this point.
Yeah.
I've got a 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We actually cleaned out that space with the Bat Bunker, and we ended up throwing away a lot of them because we don't even have a player. So we're like, just we don't ever watch them. Everything we stream, we just pull it up. So that killed me because I used to be real proud of my Blu-ray collection. I had it all alphabetical order and all displayed. But
we have a new place supposed to open up that they are going to have used books and DVDs and movies. So I'm holding out to unload some DVDs to them and sell them. I get something out of it.
Yeah.
I threw away all the boxes and put all the Blu-rays and DVDs just in a CD case.
Yeah.
And so it's just one. It saves so much room. It was crazy.
So how often do you pull one out though and watch it?
I do because as my son gets older, I'm showing him all the classics.
Oh, that's right. There you go. That's right.
So, we go through phases where we'll do, all the Buffy's or all the, Angel or all those old shows I have on DVD or the other night we finally watched John Carpenter's The Thing. He hadn't seen that yet. So
that's cool. That's awesome.
It's still fun to have.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's a great movie.
Big Mo Collectible says, remember the laser disc collection?
Yeah, I had one.
It was just funny because I don't know if you've ever been on it, Jeff, but at Walt Disney World, they have the Carousel of Progress. And the last scene was updated in the 80s, and it's kind of supposed to be the future. Mm-hmm. And, it's like the grandpa said, all your fancy laser disc CD or your laser discs. And it's just so outdated now, but it's just funny that laser discs were going to be the big thing, and
hey, I think Laserdisc is still the only way you can see the original Star Wars trilogy as it was originally presented.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. And it kills me. It kills me. I liked the untouched version so much better.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So
I noticed something weird today, and we kind of touched on it during Sideshow Con when they showed the Poison Ivy statue, because they showed the proximity piece with it.
Yeah.
Which is the exclusive.
And sold out.
But if you look at Sideshow's site, it says exclusive. But that product page does not show the proximity piece. It says exclusive in two different spots, and it shows the edition size is 1,500, which sounds like the regular. So I think it's just a misprint. But I think some customers are going to be kind of annoyed thinking that they ordered the exclusive and they're going to get the regular.
That could be a problem.
Which statue?
The Tweeterhead Poison Ivy.
It says, like Matt says, Sideshow doesn't sell the EX though, but they do sell all the EX on some of them.
On some of them. I'm not sure if they did with that one or not, but even if they did, it's usually a small allocation that sells out in a couple of days. And that piece has been up for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sideshow could be in trouble with that one then. They need to fix that.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird they showed the exclusive during Sideshow Con. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
You can't get that anymore.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. Huh. Well, I don't know. That could be a big problem.
Yeah.
Do you see that in your room, Chris? The one they sent you?
Yep. Right up there.
It's very pretty.
It's a good looking piece. Going to look really good.
A little closer, and there's Frank.
Yeah, it's going to look great with Scarecrow, and
yeah, that's my plan. Is if I do keep these white shelves, I think that they're a good size for the white shelves to be side by side.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many I'd get. I'm really anxious to see their Batman. I really am excited about that one.
Yep.
But my plan is Joker and Scarecrow and Batman at least. But talking to Tweeterhead, if these do well, they're going to keep making more. So
yeah.
And they seem like they're doing pretty well. I don't know if Scarecrow is done as well.
I don't know.
It's hard to say. People are obviously more excited about Joker, clearly. But
I do wonder about the rogues sometimes because, we talk so much about we need Two-Face, we need Penguin, we need Riddler. And you look at Freeze and Scarecrow that Sideshow put out, those numbers were small.
Yeah.
The X was 500 on those, and the regulars haven't sold out. And the regulars only 1,000, I think.
Don't say that out loud.
I know, but I'm just saying, if people are so upset, we've been waiting years and years for Riddler and Penguin and Two-Face. Well, I mean, they're not selling very well. So I can't say I'm surprised that they're giving us more Catwoman. Everyone's freaking out over the 4th Catwoman. But you know what? They're going to sell. So
but they still have the other Catwoman. There are people waiting to get it because it's been on pre-order for.
Yep.
So why do you think that some of the minor X-Men characters, let's say, sell better than what a Two-Face would? Like I just don't understand that.
It's a good question. I mean, must be a bigger fan base with more money, more disposable income. That's all I can think of. But you're right.
Wouldn't you think there'd be more Batman fans than X-Men fans out there? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. X-Men's pretty huge.
I know. Yeah.
It's astonishing to me. I don't know whether you guys follow comic book prices or not, but the first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 181, is an insane book. If you look it up in the CGC registry, there are thousands and thousands of copies of that book graded. And yet the prices are insane right now. And it's just not like that for other characters that I can think of. It's just something about X-Men and Wolverine. It's just gone nuts. It's insane. So there's definitely a big fan base out there. I mean, it's different with the Batman villains because for the most part, they're a lot older. They're mostly Golden Age, except for Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. But I don't know. It's still, every time I look at Freeze and Scarecrow on Sideshow's side, I think, my gosh, why are those still there? Why can't they sell 1,500 of those things?
This comment right here just got me thinking. So it says, Freeze is awesome, but I usually won't buy a regular version in case an exclusive becomes available later. So what if on these more riskier characters, they made the exclusive? Like that was it. Like that's one version. All the Freezes came with Nora.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people say I didn't buy it because I can't get Nora? So Sideshow, if they had made them all with Nora, let's say, because there's a lot of them right now that are not EX, they're just regulars.
When they first came out, it seemed like they were popular because you couldn't find them, but then they started.
Well, that first batch,
they kept coming back with batches and more inventory. So it's like,
yeah. And that's the thing is, and I don't know if they do that on purpose to kind of make it seem like, our numbers are low, you better order now. And that could be some selling tactics there. But I just wonder if they're worried about taking a risk and they know that people are going to want certain elements.
I think they buy some of the like Storm and Black Canary, and I bet that Huntress won't have an exclusive.
I bet not either. Maybe they're learning from that. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe collectors don't want just a couple of villains. Maybe they want like if I was going to do with the villains, I would do like what you have, Chris. With I would want all of them on display. So maybe like people are thinking, well, they're not going to do the rest of them, so I'm just not going to bother.
Well, that's where I'm at. Like I think of this case. I've talked about this case forever, and I keep thinking, well, if they're not going to make more, should I even bother keeping the case?
Yeah.
Because I'm never going to complete my vision of what I wanted. Like it's never going to be finished.
I mean, you have a lot of them, so it's still
I do,
works good.
and I do, and I mean, I'm lucky to have as many rogues as I have. But it just makes me wonder. Like, I'm always looking for that new thing.
It's like
And
the
if I'm never
time.
going to get the new thing, and it's like, I'm never going to be able to do what I wanted to do with having all the characters.
Look what happened. By the time they released these other villains, all your other pieces were outdated to where now you have to go and update your entire collection. So it's like,
Which is what I've been doing. I've literally updated every character.
Yeah.
Except for the Joker, because I don't know if that Joker will ever be touched.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge you, Daniel Bell. Make me a better Joker than that.
You know, edition sizes are funny. That new XM Studios Captain America, that's a pretty nice piece. I think it's shipping real soon, like in a month or something like that. The edition size on that exclusive is $499. The edition size on the regular is $88.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did they get that number?
XM tends to produce what gets ordered. So nobody wanted the X or the regular. The regular was or is $130 cheaper than the exclusive.
Which
Only
one is
88
that?
people ordered it. What's that?
The Captain America?
Mm-hmm.
That Captain America, I saw some photos and it looks really good.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice. The exclusive has a unmasked portrait that came out better than I thought it would. It's a nice piece, but didn't get ordered very much.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Jedi Patrol here says something that's interesting. It said, I would say there haven't been proper representations of Batman villains in film yet. Mr. Freeze, Riddler, just for instance, and ones that are not a joke, like not supposed to be punny, if you will. Some amazing performances of those would change the market.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good point. If this Batman Patterson movie does well and there's, Riddler Mania, which whatever. But that's a good point. Maybe that'll kickstart some things because there might be some demand, although they have to be timely. You can't put it out a year after the film comes out and then expect anybody to get excited about it.
Yeah.
Which I know is risky, but I don't know.
And yet we're getting 3 Anne Hathaway Catwomans all at the same time.
And 14 Jokers, Heath Ledger Jokers.
There must have been a licensing thing with those movies recently that
Maybe.
we just don't know about.
Yeah.
And I know you're, I don't want you to be right, Delaney, but I know you are about the villains. Like, I get it, but there is a core fan base, and make the ES small. I know it's they have to make a certain amount of money at the factory, and I get all of that.
Yeah,
but they would shut us up. I would quit saying every day, we need these characters, but I don't know.
Oh,
you might get them from XM.
Yeah, I was about to say XM's working on it.
XM,
they'll do the smaller editions.
And I definitely think we're going to get the villains from Tweeterhead. I really do. I think.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know for a fact that we're going to be getting some characters that we've been asking for, and they're going to take a risk with some of them, I'm sure. But if they keep doing what they're doing, they're on a really big momentum.
Yep.
Whereas, like even Sideshow, I feel like it's kind of like this sometimes, where it's like, they'll have a big hit and then they won't have a big hit for a while. So I'm hoping the momentum continues.
Orchid Voodoo says, that's another shirt. I don't want you to be right, Delaney.
Yeah, that's
funny.
There it is right there. That's right. Yeah, I don't want you to be right, Delaney. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about tonight before we wrap it up? I said it would be kind of a shorter show tonight.
I can't think of anything.
Nah.
Okay.
Ready to go eat.
Well, stay tuned to the channel. I'm sure we'll have day 3 and 4 videos up for you guys probably tomorrow. Also have the hit or miss video for you guys as well. Definitely check out the Secret Sanctuary. This guy right here, he will be reviewing the brand new Batgirl. See, again, an edition size of 150. Why can't they do a 150 of Killer Croc or 150 of whatever.
That was the 150 that were probably damaged and returned, and they just repainted it.
I was going to say, do you think it's just the ones that they haven't sold that they just bring over and repaint?
I think so, yeah.
Well, but
I
even
wondered about that for the Batman they did.
Even if it's not, they've already paid for the digital sculpt.
Yeah.
So they don't have that expense on the variant.
That's true. That's true. So anyway, check out Secret Sanctuary's review. Eric, have you decided, are you going to do one?
I'm going to attempt. Yeah, I'm going to do a comparison. Different. What Jeff's doing a review, I'm going to maybe do a comparison between the two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So stay tuned for some Batgirl love. We haven't talked about it. We might do Rogues this week. I'm not sure. If not, it'll be the week after. But thank you for staying tuned tonight, guys. And again, tune in Monday on the channel for our live unboxing of the Silver Surfer maquette with Daniel Bell. Daniel Bell will be joining me, and I'm really excited about that. So definitely first of its kind, I believe, on YouTube. So come and support us. Have your questions ready for Daniel. There's certain things that he will not be able to answer. But if you're curious about the sculpting process or kind of how he works, he would love to answer those questions. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Batcave. Good night, everybody.
Good night, all.
Good night.